Good morning, Heather Smith here with barrelracingtips.com, and I'm super excited to be popping in this morning with Pistol here. We are officially starting day one of Barrel Horse Boot Camp, and I don't necessarily like to use those words to describe it necessarily because there's kind of a negative connotation that comes with that, but this is going to be an awesome process I'm so excited to be getting started with. For the last month, I've been doing several days a week of therapy with Pistol. Some of you may or may not know, he got his foot stuck in a fence last September, and it's finally just grown out enough now where we can start back into work. And we're in somewhat unique circumstances because he had a former injury. We ride kind of a fine line soundness-wise, so when I get him conditioned for competing, I'm just very careful and intentional and gradual about it. So I'm going to basically give myself about the same amount of time that I did for his big comeback last year, because now he's had so much time off again, so we're kind of just starting over. And he probably won't really be ready for to enter like until fall. And we're not gonna, be super aggressive through the summer because the conditions are so intense here in Texas. But what I wanted to bring you today was, if you are starting, or you're probably not starting, but I wanted to make sure that you had the absolute best resources that you possibly could have for conditioning your barrel horses. And so it's my belief that for the majority across the board, a lot of people don't put enough time and emphasis and focus on getting a horse really fit before they're competing on them. And until you have had to do daily, hours of rehab with the horse of your dreams when they sustain an injury that probably could have prevented, it does not really hit home that maybe there were things you could have done to have prevented that. Or the other thing about it is that barrel racing it requires so much of us, so much expense, so much time. Why wouldn't you give it your absolute best, not half-ass it, and put all your focus and energy into being totally prepared and preparing your horse to the absolute best of your ability? In my opinion, anything worth doing is worth doing to the highest level, right? So I wanted to make sure you knew that in the next 50 barrel racing exercises for precision on the pattern, exercise 42, Fit to Fast, has these conditioning schedules. And the conditioning schedules are both for a period of 3 months, which I believe is what it takes to take a horse that, oh, these birds, oh my gosh. So this is the funniest thing about live videos, right? Anything can happen. That's hilarious. There are these birds that were fighting and they just landed. Birds are not really my thing. I can handle snakes, but ugh. Anyway, so back to conditioning. So I have said before that I think a horse that is already sound and, hasn't been off too terribly long, I think it takes a good 3 months to get them in really great shape to be competing in a time speed event. And for a horse that's had a year or more off, or a horse who's coming back for an injury, I double that. And I just give myself a longer amount of time. The workouts are less intense and so forth. And so that's kind of the game plan I'm at with Pistol. But either way, it is so awesome to have this kind of structure. So I have a traditional program with barrel work included as you're doing the conditioning, and that's a 3-month program. And then a 3-month program, which is interval conditioning without barrel work. So there's a couple of options there you can mix and match. And hi Karen. I've got 2 Karens, and Crystal, love seeing you guys. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that this resource is out there. You can get it at 50barrelracingexercises.com. I mean, this is basically what I follow, and neighbors driving by. And so, but this month specifically, I'm going to be taking it easy, like I said, slow, ramping up gradually. And Pistol and I are primarily focusing on groundwork, like therapeutic groundwork. Like our horse's movement has just as much, if not more power as all the therapies, and everything that we do with our horses. Like movement, healthy, balanced movement can take a crippled horse and make them sound, or it can make an already sound horse stay sound over time. So quality movement is so critical. Anyway, I've been thinking about, since it's the first of the month, I've been thinking about maybe popping in with these live tips and videos like every day. So either way, if I'm gonna start doing it every day, I need to decide on it and commit to it today, so I can follow through at least for the rest of every day this month. So I'm kind of thinking about that. Anyway, if you would love to hear more from me popping in every day with progress reports from Pistol and little tips for bringing out the best in yourself and your horses as you're competing this summer, let me know in the comments. So, oh, thank you so much for the comment, Karen. Yes, so much to focus on and variety. Right, it is so awesome to have like some structure and some guidance so that you can have enough consistency and variety, because really our horses need both, and depending on their personalities, some need more of one or the other to really bring out their best. So, hey Samantha. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. So I just always have to be like, oh, Pistol, I admire him so much. So we are, I have him booted up. We've already done therapy. I've done his stretches. And we are ready to go out and do just a little bit of moving around and loosening up in the arena. Gonna kind of keep it pretty short and sweet today. But go to my Instagram page. I was thinking about taking a picture and showing you the different lines, the equipment that I use for groundwork in order to have like the best communication that you possibly can. So I'm gonna share that on my Instagram stories. So on Instagram, my account is Barrel Racer Tips. So if you're not already following me there, I'd be so glad for you to join me.